All right, what up YouTubers and cousin truckers, which I don't know, I keep doing the same lame joke because I guess for some reason I think it's funny. But once again, here we are. I attended a car show down in Miami, which I guess was the Super Bowl weekend car show. And as I've said already with these review videos, I once again decided to rent a car. I once again went through Enterprise. As usual, I asked for a premium vehicle. They didn't have it. But this time they didn't actually hook me up. They actually forced me to pay a little extra for a vehicle, which I'm gonna make a whole nother video about that and complain about it. But I ended up paying a little extra for this vehicle, which right here is a Mercedes. Mercedes GLC 300. I guess it's a part of their luxury line of rentals. I'm sorry, yeah, the GLC 300. And like I say, this time they actually made me pay a little extra for the vehicle, and I decided not to complain about it because first of all, I needed a car. Secondly, I had never driven a Mercedes before, and since I was going down to Miami, and actually even right now I'm back in Orlando, as you can possibly tell. But I'm in Orlando right now, but I'm actually getting ready to even head to Jacksonville. So since I was going to all these destinations up the east coast of Florida, I was like, oh, you know what, whatever, I'll pay the extra money and ride in style. As I say, yes, this is the Mercedes GLC 300. It's a nice sporty vehicle. I wouldn't call it an SUV. I wouldn't call it a car. I guess it's more like a SUC, sport utility car. As you can see, I'm 6'2", 280 pounds. And yeah, this is, I guess, if anything, you can see how tall the vehicle is. I'm 6'2", so this vehicle is definitely under 6'2", so I wouldn't consider it I don't know, maybe it is considered an SUV, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But like I say, it's a pretty nice vehicle. The one thing I will say, I do realize why people get a Mercedes. For me personally, it's only because of the name. Because of the name Mercedes. What I will say is there were certain things about this vehicle that I was disappointed with. Let me see where to start. As far as the speed goes, it definitely had that kick that I like. I also rented an Audi not too long ago, and it had a lot of kick to it. This Mercedes also has kick to it as compared to the Cadillac that they had gave me the last time. But like I said, there was just little things about this vehicle that I just was not entirely happy with. And let's just go inside and I'll kind of show you some of what I'm talking about. For starters, when you turn on this, or when you unlock the vehicle, it does some interesting things. As usual, I like the headlights of these newer vehicles and the way it has the daytime running lights, which the car isn't on right now, so I'll turn it on. But for me personally, little things like this I don't like. Like, I know some people think this type of stuff is fancy and some people like it, but I myself personally do not. I see it as a problem in the future where every time you lock and unlock the car, the side view mirrors fold. Now that is actually something that you can turn off or turn on. I saw that under the settings. But this here is the interior of the vehicle. Like I said, you know, it's very fancy. I personally feel like the Audi I had was a little bit fancier than the Mercedes GLC 300. At night, the interior of this car is not, how do I say this? The interior of the Audi at night was really nice. The interior of the Cadillac at night was really nice. The interior of this at night was just plain. It's like a creepy orange Halloweenish color, and I just wasn't really impressed by that. The startup is, you know, everything nowadays has the push to start. So, you know, that's one thing. It has all these nice bells and whistles on it, and it does all this interesting stuff. And the display and everything is touchscreen, so even that part of it is, you know, decent. It's kind of nice. Like I said, you can go through here and change all the different settings, which I won't lie, when I was stuck in traffic down in Miami, I was actually playing with all this stuff, and that's how I kind of found out more and more about the vehicle, is by going inside of here and playing around with it. Because I was stuck in traffic, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored. I will never take I-95 to go to Miami again. So I was in here playing around with stuff, changing things. And like I say, as far as that display goes, it's actually a pretty nice vehicle. So I can't complain about that. What I will complain about a little bit is the gas. It seems to burn it's a smaller vehicle, but it definitely burns some gas, I can tell you that much. It recommends that you, I'm sorry, let me take the shades off. I said I wasn't gonna wear the shades for this video and I forgot, I'm sorry y'all. It's bright outside right now. But the gas, it says it takes a minimum of 91, but since it's a rental car, the lady at the place told me I can put regular gas in it, which I did. So that helped me out just a little bit. There's all type of buttons over here. Like this is kind of where you control the seats, even the headrest. This is the button you use to control that. And for me personally, as I said, that type of stuff scares me because I just feel like it's just a problem waiting to happen and just a maintenance issue waiting to happen that, you know, it's going to be really expensive. One thing I did like about the vehicle is to change the gear from drive and all these things is this button here. One thing that Mercedes might need to think about is I was driving on I-95 doing 70 miles per hour and I was trying to hit the windshield wipers because I don't know where this stuff is on this car. This ain't my car. And I mistakenly hit the car and put it in neutral. And one thing I did test out as I was driving somewhere else, and I tested out the park to see what the car go in park. But actually, as long as you're moving, the car will not go in park. But yeah, so this right here is how you kind of control it all, like the drive, neutral. You push this button for the park. And little things like that, I don't like. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a Mercedes man anyway. Like I say, I only rented the car just because I had never driven a Mercedes before. So I was like, hey, you know, whatever. I'll pay the extra money and drive a Mercedes for the weekend. One thing that's funny, as I was driving the car, I needed to put some windshield wiper fluid in it. And I'm gonna point this out real quick. I had the hardest time finding how to open up the hood. Because like I said in some previous videos, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know a whole bunch of stuff about cars, but I at least know how to open up a hood and, you know, add windshield wiper fluid. But I thank goodness to YouTube University, I went there and found that to open up the hood is way under here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's this thing way down there. There's no label that says that's where the hood was. So I myself personally didn't know how to open it. I mean, now I do from YouTube University. And I know the last couple of cars I did, I never got a chance to open up the hood. And I do realize there's some people who want to see that type of stuff. Like I said, for me, since I'm not a mechanic, I don't always, I like power and I like cars that are fast, but I don't always really pay attention to the motors too much. But for some of you guys who might be interested in that type of stuff, let me just show you what's under the hood real quick. You know, like I say, this is my first, and I don't know what's going on with this, but it seems to be a lot of junk under here too, which Enterprise, y'all might need to start cleaning this stuff out before you rent these vehicles out. Like I say, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't really know how to fix cars. And with these newer vehicles, they just kind of freak me out. They just seem like they have so much stuff going on. So for me personally, I always saw Mercedes-Benz as just a maintenance nightmare. I would imagine it's really expensive. and with the way my money's set up, I don't have time for that type of stuff. So, you know, that's under the hood for those of you who may have been interested in those type of things. One other thing I want to point out with this vehicle, like I say, I'm 6 foot. So a lot of times when I look at vehicles, I try to look at something that may have a lot of space in it. Believe it or not, this is the first time I'm going to attempt to get in the back seat of this Mercedes. I personally don't even know if I'm going to fit, but we'll try to see if I can squeeze into this spot back here. Let me just move some of this stuff out. Well, you guys forgive me. Like I said, I had the car all weekend. Sometimes I can get a little junky, but let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. I can kind of see, yeah, this back seat here is a little tight. Like I say, I was in the driver's seat, and I'm 6'2", so I had the seat back a certain distance, and right now it's just not a whole lot of leg room back here. I mean, I can squeeze in here. It'll be fine for a quick trip around the block or to the store. I mean, obviously if there's a shorter person in front of me, it may be fine, but there ain't a whole lot of space in this back seat. Although, I mean, the comfort is fine, but like I say, sometimes I like vehicles that like a full-size adult can fit in. So yeah, so this is the back seat, and like I said, this is my first time even getting in the back seat, so I didn't know what to expect. So, talking about space, I know with the last vehicle I reviewed, which was the Cadillac, it actually had a ton of trunk space. To me personally, this vehicle does not really have that much trunk space. I mean, it has enough, I guess, if you're gonna pack lightly, but I think if you're taking a long road trip with like 4 people, you definitely, I don't think 5 would comfortably fit in this vehicle. But if you're going with like 4 people, some shorter adults and some smaller people who know how to pack a car, it may work out fine for you. I mean, it may, but like I say, so once again, I just wanted to come over and review the vehicle for you guys, because like I said before, I do plan on going to a lot more. I'm sorry, I gotta put the shades on because it's extra bright out here. But I do this year plan on going to a lot more car shows. So as I go to all these different shows, I will be renting different cars and, you know, trying to review them, let you guys know what I think. Like I say, I'm still surprised that Enterprise does actually rent out these type of vehicles. Like I say, with this one, they did make me pay a little extra for it, which I'm not 100% thrilled about, but it was one of those things too where I myself have never driven a Mercedes. I don't plan on ever owning a Mercedes unless it's an S550. So I just decided, you know what, I'll take it for the weekend. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? And as I said before, right now I'm getting ready to head to Jacksonville, so I just wanted to come and do this quick review, let you guys know what I thought about the Mercedes. If you have any other comments or questions, feel free to leave them down in the bottom. Like I said, it's the Mercedes GLC 300. I didn't get a chance to see what's the price tag on a vehicle like this, but if you know it, please leave it down in the comments. Maybe I'll try to post a link to a description or something like that for those of you who might be interested in a vehicle like this. All right, so like I say, I'm finna get ready to hit the road once again. I can't complain about, you know, one other thing I will say, pulling up to the gas station in this vehicle, I had a lot of people come up to me and tell me how nice it was, and I don't know if it's because they, you know, wanted some money, or whether they wanted a ride, or whether they did just think it was nice and wanted to approach me about it. So that part was a little weird, and it made me realize, you know, maybe this is why people get a Mercedes. Like, maybe it is just simply a status symbol, and so that's why some people will get this type of vehicle. For me, I don't need that type of status or pressure in my life. So I've never said this on camera before, but for me, the Mercedes was kind of like, blah. It was kind of blah. I was definitely way more excited about the Audi. I was excited about the Nissan Armada. The Cadillac was, you know, it is what it is. And like I say, so that's just my review on it. That's just my own personal review. I'm not a professional. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money or what to do with your time or what to do with your space. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of leave that little review about the Mercedes GLC 300. No, you cannot help me. I guess for whatever reason, this car is listening to everything I'm saying. So, oh, maybe because I said Mercedes, so the car thought I was talking to it, which I'm not. So
please say a contact name or a phone number.
No, cancel, turn off, go away, stop. I don't know if that's gonna work. But anyways, like I said, I gotta hit the road. I gotta go to Jacksonville real quick. And I guess I will holler at you guys next review. All right, be easy.